Welcome back to It's Time to Leave. It's Time to Leave. I had a good cold opener, but I forgot it.
Hooray! Even when I don't intend to, I can still derail you.
No, I legitimately forgot it. I had one set up this morning, and then I fucking forgot. Anyway, what was the thing you wanted to share?
Well, I'm not sharing it here. I'll share it after the stream.
Oh!
Recording, whatever. No, I mean, I meant share the video. But, so you remember that Tim Daly did that YouTube series with his son a few years back?
Who the fuck's Tim Daly?
The voice of Superman in Superman the Animated Series.
Oh god, I'm dumb. Yeah. I remember now.
You are dumb. Yeah, and there's an episode when Kevin Conroy guest stars.
Yes.
And, like, the whole preamble to that is, like, Sam Daly, like, basically getting into situations to make barely functional, horrific Batman puns. Like, explaining about laundry and talking about the darks and the lights and the dark lights and the dark light returns. Anyway, so the reason I bring this up is because every time I see posters for the movie The Batman, it always reminds me of the bit in that video where Sam Daly's trying to teach his father how to water a plant. And he's saying he has to have a rhythm when he's watering, so he needs to thumb. But you don't thumb at the plant, right? You have to thumb at the man. Thumb at man. Okay. And it's like every time I see the Batman, I just think thumb at man.
Every time I see it, I just think of my brain immediately just thinks of, like, specifically when I was mocking the show Beware the Batman, where I just hear Beware the Batman. So I just hear the Batman in my head every time I look at the title.
I prefer thumping at man.
I don't know anything about if it's. I've had a couple friends of mine see it and they said it was good, but I haven't watched it, so I can't say anything.
I've had a couple people say it's really long, like unnecessarily long.
That's a problem I have with a lot of movies nowadays, to be honest.
Like, it's near 3 hours.
Yeah.
And also, it's weirdly low stakes, but this is all secondhand info. I have no interest in seeing for Batman.
Yeah. Like,
maybe if it involves Tim Daly and Kevin Conroy, but it don't. I have heard that, like, most of the cast is good, except a couple people really don't like the guy who plays Riddler, and I kind of get it.
The only thing I know about the Riddler is he looks like a guy playing CS:GO.
The main thing I know about the Riddler is that to be fair, it's the thing I technically know about the movie, which is that it is, you know, the old meme of I made this, you made this, I made this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the Batman is that to Seven. Like, it just straight steals a bunch of shit from Seven.
Oh.
Which, fair enough, I guess. If you're gonna make your weird, creepy serial killer movie, you might as well steal from the most famous and well-liked weird, creepy serial killer movie that's not Psycho.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did watch what was it? Smiling Friends, that thing that everyone was raving about a few months ago. Because I'm always like ahead of the curve when it comes to the trends. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you're down with the kids.
I'm down with the kids. It's pretty good. I like it. It's really short because there's only 6 episodes and they're each 11 minutes.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine, and it won't be ruined in like 2 or 3 seasons because the creator has, like, can't even say it's like any one thing, like any being like awoken to any kind of like political ideology. It just feels like certain creators might have just got a bit too fart-huffingly self-righteous.
I don't think so. This just doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to rag at Rick and Morty when I got the chance.
I mean, I wouldn't even know how bad Rick and Morty's gotten because I remember like starting to watch season 2 and I was just like, this isn't really funny, and then I stopped.
Most recent season has an episode where Morty milks himself using a machine to take semen from horses, and then that mutates and becomes evil killer sperm, and then it makes an incest baby. So yeah, it kind of should tell you everything you need to know about it, really.
You know, I had like no desire to watch it. Now I have even less desire. I didn't know that was possible. But here we are.
Wow. Now you're like, man, I would watch like fucking 2008 like Newgrounds animations before this.
You know what? I think I was too cruel to decline a video gaming. I think I'll give it a rewatch. That just sucked the life out of me. Like, fuck. I feel
Yeah.
I died inside from that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. To be fair, it's how I felt watching Rick and Morty, kind of like from halfway through season 2. It's very like sudden down dip in quality for me, but I mean,
I don't remember
a
the
lot of
exact
other
thing that
people
made me
liked
turn it off, but I think I just wasn't thinking it was funny anymore, and then I turned it off. I don't think
I
I
think
hit.
the-
I don't think I hit the wall, but I don't know.
the exact thing that made me go, oh, I guess I just don't really like this anymore, was Pickle Rick.
I didn't even get
That's
the Pickle Rick.
Oh, you lucky boy.
I
yeah,
think,
that was
I
the
think
point.
the last episode I remembered was them buying the sex robot.
Oh wow, that's like still season 1.
Was that season
But-
1?
Yeah.
Oh well, it fell off even earlier than I thought.
But yeah, it's the kind of thing where
Because I watched the
some-
season finale and I thought that was fairly okay.
could have sworn that was season 1. I'd have
Maybe.
to- I mean, maybe I'd have to go and rewatch again, but I
I
kind of.
ain't doing that either. So, but yeah, God, I feel good. I just feel dead now.
Unfortunately, back to another slow week of video game sort of news
Well,
because you know.
Speaking of like death, of feeling dead inside, they're making another FLCL.
Oh, I thought the second one came out and everyone.
Well, there was
everyone
three.
like,
There was a total of 2 new ones. So there was 3 series, and now there's a 4th.
Oh. I never heard anyone really talk about the other seasons.
Yeah, it like happened. From what I understand, most people didn't like it, and then the 2, or maybe they saw the 1. I don't know. The 2 came out, but it kind of like came and went, and kind of people forgot about it, and now there's another one.
Well,
That got announced like I think right before we started recording.
Well, it's like I don't know. Fooly Cooley is like so of its time in a weird kind of way.
It's kind of
'Cause I
like.
think
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, the thing is, like, it kind of almost has to exist in the same kind of time frame that it originally existed to work, because you know we all know the story. It basically came about because people who worked on EVA were like, "Man, I'm fucking depressed. Let's just make a weird show."
Yeah.
And it's like in that context of, oh yeah, this is like post EVA.
Like it's not like an arty thing. It's just a dumb thing that they felt like doing and having fun with.
Yeah. And it's that kind of thing where, because we're like so sort of divorced from that kind of time now, and it's kind of the weird thing that because EVA became so big and so built up for being, you know, weird and crazy, and this kind of effectively like devalued its own impact.
Yeah.
Because suddenly it's like, oh, well, I mean, that's just EVA, which you know, we say all the time. It's like, oh, that's just EVA.
I mean, like, heck, I didn't even really like EVA back in the day, but the impact that it had back in the day is unquestionable.
That's kind of the thing, is you can't even really talk about Fooly Cooley without talking about EVA, because they're so intrinsically linked.
Though, weirdly enough, not every person who's into FLC, Fully Cooley, knows that, which is odd.
I kind of
Because, like, when people talk about it, they're like, oh, it's about a coming-of-age thing, and I'm like, it's not really coming-of-age, it's just... like, it's a little bit of that, but it's mostly an animator's stress relief.
Yeah, I'll say that it is that, but only in the set. But that's not its predominant. It didn't exist because of that. It's more of the how do you take what is one of the most basic storytelling like themes? Because oh boy, because like go on, pick any story, and you could argue it's a coming of age story.
It's a coming-of-age story with a alien that rides a Vespa with a guitar that's also a pirate.
Yeah. But
And kind of just fucks around until she thinks she can get the thing that she's trying to get, and then she ends up just leaving.
Yeah, but I just meant that coming of age is one of the easiest storytelling devices.
Right, I just mean like people were like giving it more, we're giving that part of it like more weight than it actually had. It didn't really have much weight.
Yeah.
And nor did FLCL, when it came out, believe that it had any weight. It was just the stress relief, and that's what it was, and that's fine. That's completely okay. I'm not berating Fully Cooley for this. I love Fully Cooley. It's just I'm being honest about what it is.
anything, I wish more shows would like have that mentality of let's not do something to resurrect a long dead franchise that doesn't need to be resurrected in favor of blacklisting, in favor of forgetting other things existed.
Yeah,
that could do with a new sequel.
Honestly,
Dino Crisis.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that thing where like that, like because of the era that came out about and like the environment, like it's just you're not gonna catch that magic again unless you force animators into that situation and then let them make something else. But it wouldn't be called Fully Cooley.
In a weird sort of way, you can almost trace it back to things like The Room, or Tommy Wiseau in general, because it's the whole point of people make bad movies, right? And there's something honest about a movie that's just bad for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's just a movie that's bad.
But then you get the kickstarted sequels to things like Samurai Cop, and it's like they're like, oh well, people like this because it was bad. So what if we made a movie but we intentionally made it bad? And it's like, well, that's not funny.
Intentionally making something bad is like, I can't think of a single example where it's actually good. Like, good, bad,
Black Dynamite is the only time, but Black Dynamite goes above and beyond to...
Black Dynamite, it's so above and beyond that I didn't even realize it was supposed to be.
Yeah, like, the whole point of Black Dynamite is it's tended to come off as, like, this cheap kind of blaxploitation movie, but it's like, they go so far out there above and beyond to make that work as the joke, to the point of it's like, oh, here's a photograph of this character, and it's clearly just like the actor's mugshot or headshot, because I guess they don't want to be likened criminals, even if a lot of them are.
It's kind of similar to
hot take, I know, but NFTs are a thing, so
yeah. It's kind of similar to like the where it does it so well and so straight you don't realize it. Kind of like how, barring the movie, obviously, Nadesco is like that.
Yeah.
It's an affectionate parody of the real mecha genre, but you wouldn't know that if you just went into it blind and weren't aware of that or aware of real mecha.
Yeah.
Like if your like frame of reference was like only like Code Geass or something, you would be like, this is just another mecha show.
Actually, if you're only aware of it from if you're not aware of mecha, I think you see it more as like a space opera kind of as like, what if Yamato but a joke,
right?
Or what if Star Trek but a joke, and in Japan.
But even then, still it would just seem like less of a joke and
yeah, a lot of the sort of points that happen midway, halfway through. Would definitely not have the same impact.
Yeah, it would definitely go over your head. Similar if you were to show someone who wasn't really as deeply familiar with Japanese animation Excel Saga, they would not get 90% of the jokes.
To be fair, Excel Saga is weird in the sense that a lot is not even just animation. There's this the infamous band episode.
Yes. Oh, that
you know the actual thing that band was?
Because it was a couple of seconds too long for broadcasting, because they wanted to make sure that it was banned.
It was that, but actually the thing, otherwise they'd have been told, "Oh, cut it." No, what actually basically crossed the line for the censors was there was a joke about a recent Japanese terrorist attack or something, a bombing in a subway station. And it's that kind of thing where that's not even just animation. That's you need to really go out of your way to research to be aware of that.
I mean, in general, that band episode, they pretty much they ticked every box they could to make sure it got banned and would never be aired. Yeah. They went out of their way.
Everything outside of just straight up porn.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, Interspecies Reviewers kind of proves that even that's might not be enough to get banned.
I mean, Excel Saga was still in the era when full frontal nudity was still a thing that you could just do and nobody cared. Which is something that I kind of more and more as I watch older shit, I kind of get to remember that. I was oh yeah, they would just be here's boobs, no fanfare, just be here's boobs, and that was it.
I always find it weird that it's you have bare breasts and nipples, okay, but you can't show an ass crack.
No.
Not even not even part of it. That shit has to be censored. It's I mean, yeah, I get like full sensory, like full frontal with modesty, steam, and all, but it feels like a weird distinction of breasts are okay, but you can't have an ass.
I mean, now they don't even do boobs, so.
And I'm just thinking, man, I can think of lots of things where an ass was okay to see in like the West.
Oh yeah, in the West, in the West, like you could just show a butt and nobody cared. Back in the day, now you can't.
You can have all manner of sex and violence as long as nobody said any naughty words. As the South Park movie pointed out.
Yeah.
And rightly then said, what?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, but yeah, Excel Saga is another one of those one that we've even said before. Is like another thing that would just never happen again. It's
not in the way that it did. Well, okay, it might happen again, but it would only have to be framed as an isekai.
Yeah, wrong.
Where Rikudo, I think his name was, would have to give permission to rebrand Excel Saga as an isekai.
I mean, I wouldn't want them to try and do Excel Saga again. It's best. Like, the thing is, like, a lot of things when they're good, it's best just to let them do their thing, run their course, and then, hey, we have this cool thing. It's just here now, forever. We don't need to fuck with it.
But I mean, part of it is also that Excel Saga was an adaptation, but not.
Yeah.
And, like, there's no way in today's world you can really have an adaptation that's not like an adaptation in that sense that's not incessantly faithful. And you can say that as like a good or a bad thing because like the obvious thing to sort of mention is like Full Metal Alchemist.
Because the manga was a social parody for Japan, and
the basic joke being that even supervillain in this economy, even supervillains need to have like side hustles.
And but yeah, it was a giant like a parody and satire on Japanese government. The anime sometimes jokes about it, but it's mostly just a parody of other anime.
So even like explicit
and kind of jokes about it being like, you know,
sorry.
And like kind of like jokes about it being not a faithful adaptation.
Yeah. Well, it's because like the manga was made in that sort of post-bubble, in that, you know, the bubble popping segment. You know, anyone who's played Yakuza 0 will be well aware of just how big like Japan's economy was in like the 80s and very early 90s, and then it's kind of why there's like so many like 80s movies where it's like, yeah, this big, superiorly powerful Japanese conglomerate, because there was a very real fear that like the East would effectively take over like all businesses.
Yeah.
And then their economy collapsed, and then that became a lot less realistic. Or turned out they should have picked the other. They should have gone for another Southeast Asian area, one that's somehow more evil. I'm sorry, what? Did I imply that China is evil? I'm sorry, West Taiwan.
I forgot about that bit. I mean, what bit?
But, yeah. Just talk about Taiwan, which is a country that's just an independent country that definitely exists.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't it suck if you had your entire career ruined because you looked at an analytics page that happened to say it's not even like cheated anything? I just find that
it's like 3 of my 4 viewers are from China or East Taiwan.
I hope so. Wouldn't you love that though? If just suddenly you had like random people, not on Twitter obviously because Twitter's banned, but on like the Chinese equivalent of Twitter that's heavily censored. If they then just started doing their weirdly cultish rant at people who disrespect the CCP.
See, the thing is, I would get a kick out of that because it'd be funny.
Well, yeah. Problem is, you wouldn't see it because they're not on Twitter because Twitter is too free and liberal. I.e., people can say things.
I can call them a cunt. And say Taiwan exists.
I don't remember what the Chinese one is called, and I mostly bring it up because obviously with everything going on in Ukraine, it's come up again. You know, people being like, "Huh, they sure are not letting us say a lot of these words like invasion, and Ukraine and war."
Interesting. And by
Very
interesting, I mean predictable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, the mission that we're on right now is the one where they're trying to drop Axis towards the end of the game.
Goddamn space noids. It's what we've been saying all along for years.
It's not even the space noids this time. It's the fucking the guy who is totally not evil.
He's not dropping
but
it.
then
He's trying to stop it getting dropped.
No, he's dropping it and he's trying to frame us. Listen, we're far enough in the story. You don't need to pretend anymore. You know, it's funny going back to playing this after playing Triangle Strategy. It's funny how much of an Oonga Boonga game most strategy games are, and that one's actually like, you know, killing me.
Well, you see, the thing about most strategy games, right, is you get the number right, and the number is big, right?
So you win.
So you have the bigger number, and the bigger number is better than the smaller number, and that's how you win and that's how you win. Unless it's XCOM, then you can go fuck yourself. Then it's not so much strategy. Then actually, I say this: is XCOM even strategy? XCOM feels like gambling. It's like 99% chance to hit. I somehow doubt that.
Somehow, I think you're lying to me. No, it's 90%. Oh, you missed 80% of those 90%. Crazy, ha? Ha. Sometimes that does happen with dice rolls. I've played enough tabletop to know that.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but it does seem a little bit skewed with XCOM specifically. Well, New Age XCOM. But I don't know. I'm not big on gambling.
You don't go to the casinos every Saturday?
No, and I also don't endorse like YouTubers who own like companies that gamble on CS:GO skins, who then tell their audience that I just found this website that I am the owner and founder of.
That's an old fucking thing. I remember when that was going on.
Oh yeah, I know. But
I wouldn't be surprised if it's still happening.
It's very interesting to kind of think about that insane controversy, though, in regards to what we have now, which is crypto and NFTs, which are basically the same thing. Like, it's trying to tell young people that, oh, hey, if you get involved in this...
It's another Ponzi scheme, but on a grander scale.
And it's like...
Let's be real, it is a grander scale.
I mean, yeah, they managed to get they managed to get celebrities to endorse it. Hence my earlier comment about celebrities being criminals.
Yes.
But you know, hey, it's all circling back.
It's all coming back to you.
Look, I'm sure some people have made money off of NFTs. I just think a majority of them are
people on the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, it's just basically all the people who are scamming you.
Who would have
thought?
Don't buy
NFTs, kids.
Just don't. Also, people interest on it has waned, which people are noting that in Metaverse, and like, oh, what a shock.
Well, of course it's gonna wane. It's a fucking fad, like it's a stupid, dumb fad, like, of the week. It's like when everyone was, like, playing the stock market because the GameStop thing happened.
Yeah.
Or, you know, where everyone's like, oh, well, these people made money, I want to make money. I'll just do what they did and like not really understand like how
the GameStop one wasn't even the GameStop one wasn't even to make money. It was just to piss off a bunch of
that was a quality troll, but then they accidentally made money.
Yeah,
the best way of making money on the stock market. I just always love the response of, no, it's not fair that you did this thing that we were doing.
And like we're allowed to do that.
We'll go to Congress to make you not be able to do that. But you know, Congress being oh so righteous, and never once like you know having really weird takes about the exchange of money, like you know lobbyists basically being legalized corruption.
What? No.
No, we just pay these people millions of dollars, like hundreds of millions of dollars, to do nothing. It's like, really? So it's just complete coincidence that they, after you talk to these people and they get sums of money, after you like pay these people lots of money, like votes suddenly change in your favor. Weird.
It's crazy, isn't it?
How bizarre.
It's really crazy. It really is.
I just wish people would be honest about it. It's like, yeah, it's corruption. Yeah, we just got paid a lot of money to change our views. What are you going to do about it? I mean, nothing, because it's Nothing, because it's a two-party system. You don't get a choice. Oh shit, he's right. I guess we do have to vote for either Kang or Kodo.
I was thinking the same fucking thing. Like immediately, I was thinking of that fucking treehouse. I hate how right it is. I miss when The Simpsons was good. Punch.
Yeah. Thanks, Armin Tamzarian.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I was planning to watch it, and I decided to do other things for the recording. And I probably will though eventually is watch the fucking Injustice movie just so I can laugh at it.
Oh right, yeah, that did. I was a thing.
It's now on the HBO thing, so I can watch it for free.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh okay, cool. They're not making me pay money to watch this, because I'm not paying money to watch this.
Well, I mean, you pay for a subscription, but I get you.
I mean, technically, no. I don't pay for that one. My brother pays for that one. I pay for a different one.
Ah, you're a leech. Good.
It's fine. They're leeching off of a different thing. It's okay. It works out.
It's fine. Look, no one's ever. No, leeches never committed war crimes. Just saying.
You're right. They just suck blood.
They
don't bomb theaters.
Do you think there's a leech called Vladimir Putin in the world? I don't think so.
Have you seen a leech bomb a theater that civilians are staying in?
Not always civilians in. But I have definitely seen a leech bomb a theater.
Oh, okay.
It's called Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Heyo!
I don't get it.
I was making a joke that was a musical that came out and was a bomb.
Oh, I forgot
I was going to
about
imply
it.
they were leeches. Of course you did. So you should. It was apparently terrible.
Oh. I don't even mean... This isn't even a bit. I really just didn't know... I was like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could have... Let's be honest, you could have substituted that with any, like... theater play that... we obviously, being men of class, are well aware of what happens in the theater.
Yeah, I like theater shit, but I ain't got fucking money.
Well, neither have they anymore.
It's true.
Thanks, COVID. You know what? COVID, has destroyed a number of businesses.
You don't say.
So, it can't be all bad. Anything that, cripples Disney for a few years.
You think this is the last you'll hear of me? I'll be back!
Yeah, well, alright, I did already complain about the Obi-Wan trailer that literally has nothing in it.
Does it have less nothing than the recently released Starfield trailer?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, you go first and I'll make fun of Starfield.
There's nothing, I caved in, I was like, alright, there's a trailer for Obi-Wan, I like Ewan McGregor when he's...
Hello there.
When he's not being, mildly self-righteous. I mean, weirdly, to go back to Russia, it's because he did a show called Long Way Round, which is basically just him and his friend, went on a continental bike ride from the UK to the US. I mean, obviously, when they went through Russia and then got on a plane to go to the US. But there's a point where they go through Russia and it's they hook up because it's sort of post-winter and a lot of the roads are just flooded from the sheer amount of snow and ice at the time. Because this was back when climate change wasn't ruining everything, or it was still, but we didn't really care about it. But yeah, so they hook up with this convoy of Russian trucks because the trucks can ford a lot of these newly formed quasi rivers that the roads have become. And there's a point where they find a bear, and the truckers basically all stop and they go off to like hunt the bear because, well, it's meat and fur, and a lot of them come from the arsehole of nowhere in Russia and have nothing. And it's like, I don't know, this weird moment where multi-millionaire like Ewan McGregor says, "Man, it's horrible what they did to this animal." And it's like, yeah, it's not good, but you know, not everyone has that amount of money as you do, Ewan. Some people gotta eat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, Dark Gundam's here.
Hooray!
And
It is indeed a Gundam.
And so is the idiot brother. Everyone's favorite character. And the hooker.
Look, wouldn't you sell out your sibling for pussy, though?
No.
No.
Especially not that.
I mean,
like, come on, that.
Eh.
Would you sell out for false Alina? Like, come on.
One of my sisters, yes, 100% yes. Because
that-
you want to hear a
Is that
you
just
wanna hear
because you just really hate them?
Yeah, you want to hear a really fucked story.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it'll make you angry. And I'll be honest, it makes me so angry. I don't really care about sharing this. So I had like a operation a couple weeks back.
Yeah, I remember because you were out of commission for a good bit.
Yeah. So my nieces were visiting, and or were in town, and I was like getting out of the hospital on like the Thursday, and I was literally on my way back, or like got a ride, and like my sister was at home with the kids, and like literally like she saw the person who went to pick me up leave, and she was like, "Okay, how long is this going to be?" And they were like, "I don't know." Someone else was like, "About 20 minutes," and like they literally waited 5 minutes, declared, "Oh, this is too long," and then fucked off before I got to see the kids.
Jesus.
Didn't even bother to ask me how I was doing.
Wow.
So yeah, that's like that story's so fucked. I really don't mind sharing it because I'm like that angry about
Wow.
it still.
What a cunt.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, I would like go balls deep into Vasilina just to kill, but only just to kill or get her like ruined.
Like have her get thrown out an airlock or something.
Yeah, I'll take that sacrifice any day.
But what about for like the other one?
Depends on the day.
No.
She got me some get well soon fudge, so that was nice.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Tell
then.
you what, I must have looked like a fucking sight on the day. So it was like an operation on my head. I'm not really going to go into details because it's not that funny, but like, or it's not that interesting. But like, so I was told I could go, and there was a bit of umming and ahhing, and like, so I basically just got dressed, and this was like less than like 24 hours, or like about 24 hours post operation. So I'm still like really kind of fuzzy from the anesthetic and everything that had been like hooked into me. But I still like got myself dressed. I was like kind of struggling to walk at the time because I just was like so kind of like out of it, and also because I've been like in bed for 24 hours. It was so yeah. As I sort of go off, and the nurse was like, "No, I'll escort you." And I'm like, "No, it's fine. I can do it myself," because I just wanted to get out. And so as I like wait for my ride, like after I sort of like hobble down, like. Because I'm on the 7th floor to get to the front entrance. And then there's just me with my fucking overnight bag, with this bandage on my head that's still got obviously like blood on it from where like I've been cut up.
Mm-hmm.
They're just thinking, man, what a sight I must look to anyone who just happens to walk to see me or come in. Just this like man with this like really kind of shaggy hair at the time, because obviously it's all matted as well because I've not had I can't have a shower or anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like bandage on my head. This like head with this like apparently like gaping head wound. It wasn't anything like that. It just took a while to heal. Always reminded me. Well, it's largely because before I went in, I was reminded of a story when my dad had a pretty serious operation, and like after he was in recovery, at one point the doctor said to him, "All right, you can go, but only if you could." You could go if you could go up this flight of steps, as like a kind of just show him that like no, you need rest. And he fucking climbed those stairs, damn near killed himself doing it, but they were like, well, shit. So I was like, very much that kind of attitude of, I don't need no friggin' wheelchair or escort. I'm clearly fine. Yeah, it was nice to come back and be told that be reminded that your sister doesn't, that your sister's gonna be that much of a bitch about it, and it's like, oh.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yeah. But anyway, she's a cunt, so...
Obviously.
I literally actually just straight up deleted her from my phone. Like, I'm that pissed about it.
I don't really blame you, to be honest.
So I'll work out whatever else.
Anyway, here's the gunbuster blowing up, like, 4 people. I feel like that's a palate cleanser, just watching the gunbuster blow up a bunch of things. Oh,
yeah. Anyway, I'm always happy if I have any reason to have righteous anger. Like, it's one thing to just be annoyed because, oh, there's this piece of media I don't like, or man, or stupid devs have, like, a hot take that's relevant, but people are like, oh my god, I can't believe these devs said this clearly stupid thing. And it's like, do we really need to keep talking about this shit?
No, I get that.
Fucking loser devs who are ass mad that a game that's, I'll say it, Japanese, is doing well.
Oh yeah, I mean...
so they just say stupid shit because they want to be inflammatory.
Considering they switched their thing to talk about Japanese games as a whole, then yeah, you can do that because they did that. That's not us adding an implication there. They already stepped over that line. They don't get to step over that line and then we pretend they
already
didn't.
Said it.
I'm not Kotaku, I'm not going to pretend they didn't say it. I'm not a game journalist. I'm just a dude.
I'm not saying it's a race thing. I think it's just well, listen, I don't think it's meant as like a race thing. What I think it's meant to be is just, oh well, they do things differently from us, and that's weird. And it's basically like a different industry. And also, they're not really in danger of being all bought out by Microsoft at any given moment.
Oh no, we might get bought by Microsoft. Ah!
As I said, it's just no, we won't.
No, I mean them. That's what they're thinking.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's like just this insane thing of, it's a stupid take, of course. It's a terrible take. And I even said that it's the kind of thing of, I don't even know why you'd say it, because it's so dumb that, like, how else do you think it's going to go? Like, the only way I can think that you would say it is if you're generally just, like, of the opinion that, well, no publicity is bad publicity, which is fair enough methodology, I guess. But it's like, so therefore it can't be anything you believe, so I don't respect you, and I don't respect you enough to even bother to learn your names or what companies you work for. I think people said Ubisoft, but I don't give a fuck. Ubisoft hasn't made a...
Ubisoft and
Ubisoft.
It was I'll tell you the two. It was Ubisoft and Guerrilla, the people that do the Horizon Zero series.
Oh. I mean, I'll say this, Ubisoft haven't made a good game in about 15 years.
I think the last game of theirs that I liked was crap. I think the last game they made that I liked was fucking Far Cry Blood Dragon.
The last one I can remember enjoying was Assassin's Creed 2. Although that might be because I just didn't play any Far Cries. But everything else I've ever played from them, I mean, I tried playing Watch Dogs, and I found out, oh, there's a minigame where you can play as a spider tank. Why is this just not the main game?
Yeah, I remember we talked about that before, how that should have been the main game.
It's just, at least it's a more interesting idea than What If GTA, but hacking.
Yeah, I can't think of, yeah, other than Blood Dragon, I can't think of a game of theirs that I liked.
And I'd love to have an opinion on Horizon Zero. I really would, but like, I keep trying to play it, and it just doesn't. It's not even I can't say, oh, it's bad. It's just so bland and dull that I can't do it.
Like, I got a friend who really loves it, but like, I've tried it and I just couldn't get into it. Kind of like what happened with me in Ghost of Tsushima, where it's something about like a lot. I mean, we talked about this before. There are very few open world games that I've actually finished and loved. Like, it's a very small list. And neither of those games made that list. And it's not even a case where I'm like, oh, these games are bad. There are some issues I have with them, but there's nothing that's making me go, oh, this game is outright terrible, and it proceeds to rant for 30 minutes about how it's a bad game.
Yeah, that's my point. That's arguably worse. Because it's one thing to be a terrible game, it's another thing to just be a boring and forgettable game. And Horizon...
Like, the only added thing I could say about Tsushima was I hated the controls of that game, but then again, I complained, the one thing I don't like about Western AAA third-person games is something about how they control and feel always just feels clunky, and the way they lay out buttons is something I always find really obnoxious for some reason.
You know what they could have done to make Ghost of Tsushima more interesting?
Make it a level base.
Have it start a raccoon, right?
Okay.
And instead of being a samurai, the raccoon is a thief.
Okay. This sounds oddly familiar, but continue.
And then he has like a colourful. And then he has like a colourful cast of characters who assist him in his like daring heists.
This sounds oddly familiar. Could this be Ape Escape?
No one remembers Ape Escape.
I remember Ape Escape!
But, yeah, basically, I'm just saying, maybe Sucker Punch should have made, I don't know, more games. Like, Ghost of Tsushima's fine, I don't really have any issues with it, but I definitely don't want Ghost of Tsushima 2 make the fucking Infamous again, you cunts. Or a good Sly game.
I remember. You know, the thing is, I will say though, I would love another Infamous, but I don't. I remember I got bored with Second Son. Like, for some reason, it didn't click with me.
I don't think the powers are quite interesting because they it's like, even though you only have like the one power set in Infamous 1, there's just so much variety you get out of that. Whereas Infamous Second Son, even though you've got 4 different power sets, a lot of them all just kind of like the same, like just different flavors of the same thing.
Like, I had more fun even playing the standalone game where you play as the Neon Girl than I did the main game.
But yeah, as I said, I would just like resurrect some of those IPs, but I'm sure Ghost of Tsushima 2 will be, assuming it happens, which it probably will, because that game did well. The only way a Japanese game can do well at any kind of award ceremony in the West is if it's not made by the Japanese.
The unfortunate thing was, even though it was done that way, it still lost because it came out the same year as The Last of Us. So
Thanks, The Last of.
I still couldn't get over when I looked. I think I mentioned this in the last recording, how only 2 fucking Japanese games ever won the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Which I was still actually surprised about. Like, I talked about it mostly on a hunch, and like it's just like something that I guess a pattern that I was recognizing. But like I wouldn't, until I saw that and could actually give you the numbers, I couldn't equate it to a number until then, and I was honestly shocked. I figured it would be at least like 4. But
I remember it was a really weird year. I think it was the year Gravity Rush 2 was coming out, and it was like Sony decided to basically, in its E3, not promote a single Japanese developed title.
Sony's been like that lately in general.
Which was very noticeable because obviously this was like when P5 was getting hype. I think P5 got like one like brief clip showing, yep, Persona 5 is definitely happening, you filthy degenerates. And it's just like,
oh,
it feels especially weird because like Japanese games are so much more acceptable these days.
Yeah.
As long as it's not just straight up a porn game, and I mean, even then.
Yeah, it's weird. So Sony's got Sony actively does closed up a bunch of their Japanese studios to focus just on like Last of Us and like God of War type games, which I'm not really big on. So I'm like, I don't want them, so I don't have any interest. That's actually another reason why I was like, I don't have any interest in the PS5. It's like, well, you're not gonna make exclusives that I care about, so why would I move from PC and Switch, where Switch has the exclusives I like and has the mobility, and PC just has pretty much everything else I want. The only thing you have is Spider-Man, and I'm not buying a console for one game because I'm not stupid. Or, made of money.
Yeah, but it's fine. You can't buy one anyway.
Exactly. You can't even buy one, but even if I could. Actually, it's funny, I was at a GameStop recently, and just, like, walking around, and someone did walk in and go, PS5? No? Okay, and leaves. And I almost answered for the guy right behind the counter and said no. But, you know, I didn't because I'm not that much of a dick. Only internally am I that much of a dick.
Mm.
But, I mean, to compare, though, Switch was pretty hard to get at the time, where now, like, literally, while I was there, I saw, like, a number of Switches there. I was like, wow, yeah. I remember when I bought mine, it was a nightmare to get one, where now it's just like, oh, here's a Switch, yoink.
Yeah, but to be fair, the Switch has also had, like, 2 other versions come out.
Oh, I just meant either version. I could've got either version.
No, but it's like, because you get the Switch, or the Switch OLED, or the Switch Mini, or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah, because there's 3 different versions now.
Yeah, so it kind of makes sense why there's, like, also Switch, because allegedly the reason why it's so difficult to get PS5s is because of, this one, like, chip thing, and, like,
Yeah.
COVID fucking up things. Allegedly.
Yeah, that's an issue with, like, cars are having, too.
Not sure if I believe. I mean, cars having a whole lot of other issues at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not talking about gas prices right now.
What is it up to? $7 per gallon?
Man, now I feel bad complaining about it being, like, $4.30 here.
No, I mean, that's like $7 per gallon in America.
Oh, where I am, it's like $4.19 right as of this
wow.
recording.
I think it was $7 in like California.
Oh,
So
I think California is one of the more expensive ones when it comes to fuel.
probably.
Everything's more expensive over there.
Mm.
Oh,
But,
cool, I can
yeah.
shoot Idiot Brother with the Arcadia, that's fun.
To be honest, I've not because obviously I've been recovering for the last month. I've not really got gas since the whole war started. To be fair, I literally was having my operation when the war began. So to me, when I woke up and I was lying in the bed at about 5 o'clock when I finally got 5 o'clock in the evening when I finally got my phone back, I was like, man, I go to sleep for a couple hours and you people all fuck this up. Jesus Christ.
I just woke up and everything's on fire! Can I leave you alone for 5 minutes?
You know what it was? It was the Simpsons clip where Ned's blowing up at everyone, and he's just like, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're a jerk. And then he's like, hey, I've only got here a few minutes ago. What's going on?
I love that clip. Hey,
It
what's
was
what's going on? I
basically-
just got here.
It's basically, and then I had like the fucking nurse was like, oh man, I can't believe there's war. And I'm like,
War?
dude, I'm like half asleep. I'm half asleep. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's like, excuse me, what? War?
Yeah, well, I mean, I did see when I got my phone, I was like, oh crap. But, as I said, I basically just, like, spent that day just dropping in and out of sleep.
Well, time to
It's
kill
not
the
even-
idiot brother. Goodbye, brother.
Well. But yeah, it was,
should we watch him? Should we watch the scene of him getting exploded, or should we just skip it? What do you think?
yeah, skip, who cares?
You're right.
He's not even really dead, because he fucks off to be with his hoe.
Yeah.
It's not even a derogatory term, she's literally a hoe.
Yeah.
She's a goddamn hooer.
I look at this woman and I'm like, this is what you simped for? Like, really?
Look, he lived in a shithole village in like on planet Gunsmoke for all of his life. He's ain't seen a pair of tits, and she's just there walking around with them like all over the place. He'd simp for anything.
God. Talk about low standards.
Yeah, well, he would super chat a VTuber. I'm just saying.
Are
we not allowed to say that?
What?
Calling people who sub to VTubers simps.
I mean, well, they usually are. A lot of them are.
I mean, yeah, I have nothing against people who enjoy VTubers. Like,
I mean, I watch VTubers for fuck's sake, but like,
you know, some of them have had clips where I've gone, "Ha, that is a funny clip." If I ever actually watch a Twitch stream, I might check this out.
I usually just watch
And
clips, like not even like full streams.
And then I inevitably don't. Yeah.
Because streams are a lot harder for me to sit down and want to Like, I'll watch compilations, but or like you know, like cut versions, but I won't like watching a full thing is a lot for me.
Yeah.
That's a lot of commitment.
I mean, I can't even commit to turning off my ad blocker when I watch videos.
Turn off your ad blocker to help me. No.
How about no?
Join the notification crew.
How about you help me to help you by not asking me to do something that I'm not gonna do, wasting my time?
Oh god, I like this scene. It's where Carmen 99 is about to kill them, and then she's just like, you know what, this is so pathetic, I'm just leaving. Like, I don't even have a hate boner anymore. I don't even want to kill anymore. I'm just gonna go.
Just gonna leave. Man, I'll tell you what, it fucking pisses me off whenever YouTubers, like, decide to bring up the analytics and say, you know, 40% of you aren't subscribed.
I was about to make a joke about that.
And I'm like, yeah, gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's if you do this obnoxious fucking shit. I hate you.
The thing, though, is it actually works. It gets people to fucking do it. That's why they fucking do it.
Of course it's...
I mean, it doesn't work on us. Our reaction is, this is stupid.
It's more annoying when it's people I've already subbed to, because I'm like, well, I do like your content, and then they're like, did you know X amount of you aren't subscribed? I'm already subscribed. Shut the fuck up! I mean, see, this is why I don't feel guilty about having adblock on.
You know, I will.
Also because a lot of ads are.
I will make fun of Wendy here, though. She should have pulled the trigger. She should have just shot him. Just saying. What's with anime doing the bit where the girl pulls the gun on the guy and then doesn't shoot?
Lots of things do that. Point Break does that.
Yeah. Kind of a tired trope. I just want to see them shoot. I saw an old Western have that happen where she just actually shoots. And it was great. It was just this little old lady. Oh, so you're gonna keep beating me? Yeah, and then if you don't stop... Okay, well, you're dead now.
No, the hits keep coming and don't stop coming.
Well, they did after she shot him.
Also, they did after they made that song.
It's true.
Go ahead, name one other Smash Mouth, actual, song that people care about. Because you can't even say the other one they did for Shrek, because that's not even their song.
I can't.
Yeah, we all forget.
I'm not even gonna put the brain power to try and think of one because there isn't, and I know it.
Yeah. As I said, I only know
it's like Baha Man and Who Let the Dogs Out. Name another hit. I'll wait.
I'll be honest, I couldn't even have told you the name of the guy who sang Who Let the Dogs Out.
I only knew that because my brothers owned the CD.
Oh.
Don't ask me what the other songs are on the CD, though. I listened to it, and I don't know. Like, years ago I listened to it, obviously, but I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, yeah, Claw's here now.
Thanks, Claw.
Since we're getting too close to an hour, I think after beating Claw is when I'll stop.
He'll get you next time, Gadget.
No. This is the final fight.
No. Streetwise? And remember that game?
I wish I could forget.
I'll never forget Final Fight Streetwise.
Oh, Dr. Claw is now here. Not Dr. Claw, Dr. Hell's now here. Everybody's here.
Could you imagine if they'd have had the balls to open the Super Robot Wars 30 trailer like that?
Everyone is here. You know, I wish they just didn't put Victory Gundam then.
Yeah, had it been in so long, I kind of get it.
Actually, it's funny because so we're trying this tabletop game. We're trying out this mecha one called Beam Saber, which does take a lot of cues from Gundam. I mean, there's a feature for the Ace. It's literally called there's a skill you can take for the Ace. It's literally called the Red Comet. So.
Yeah, a little bit inspired by Mobile Suit Gundam.
Just a little bit. There's other ones, including where they're talking about tragedies in your background, including one where basically a colony or something was used as a basically they reference the colony dropping. And then I was trying to look for art for my pilot, and I was like, okay, I want to find a lady pilot who is older but isn't evil. And I had trouble. I think I ended up grabbing one from across.
Check.
Because I was like, I couldn't think of one. And then when I was talking to the guy who's running it, he's like, we could have gone to Victory Gundam, you know, like, and then like he said, you know, you could use like the girl from Victory Gundam who died, the older a lady from Victory Gundam who dies early, and I was like, who dies like senselessly, and I was like, which one? He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? That's fair.
Do you have any idea how little that?
I literally sent him that. I sent him that exact image. You know what? He just laughed and said, you know what? Fair enough.
And that's the second time today I've got to make that reference.
It's always great to do, isn't it?
I mean, it's always nice to be able to think of that of Batman Beyond in general. What a good show!
It was.
Had the best Joker movie. I'm just saying.
It did. I think it's my favorite Batman movie in general. Period.
I think Mask of the Phantasm is better than Return of the Joker.
Mask of the Phantasm is really strong. Yeah. And now like behind them, I do really like Under the Red Hood. And I do really like the Batman and Ninja versus Ninja Turtles movie. That's really fun.
I have to rewatch like Sub-Zero or stuff. I don't remember having strong opinions of it.
I remember it was okay because I watched it again like not long ago, and it was okay.
I don't think I've ever actually seen Mystery of the Batwoman.
It's meh. The best scene in it is the part when the guy like opens the door, sees Batman, and then goes "fuck this," and closes the door and pretends he didn't see him. That's literally the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just kind of eh.
Oh wait, I thought of another great Batman movie. Superman, Batman, Public Enemies.
Oh yeah, it is a really good one. That one doesn't get talked about as much as the others.
No, and I'm kind of surprised because it's like, you know, Tim Daly and Kevin Conroy reunion.
And it's also the only time that they've put Power Girl in one of those movies.
If anything, it's like a weird kind of like cap off to the DCAU stuff, even though it's not technically DCAU.
Yeah.
Since it's a lot of the old voices back.
Like, heck, if you want to, just pretend Power Girl's Galatea, and there you go.
Yeah, turns out she didn't die. And didn't simp for Android from the future. That's right. I'm so into this like weird geek robo guy. I'm gonna give up everything and live in the year 3000.
It was supposed to be a spin-off to a Supergirl show that then didn't happen because the network insisted that it be a Superman show.
Yeah, so they they did. Alright, what if we did the Legion of Superheroes, but instead of Supergirl, we have Superman? I mean, Superboy.
It was Superman.
Yeah, but he was teenage Clark Kent.
It was so dumb. But that's why that whole thing is just really funny and just like a shitty pill to swallow, because it was meant to be the setup for the spin-off, and then they weren't allowed to do the spin-off.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of weird stuff that was going on. Like, remember when they did, what's it called? But it was like that spin-off to Batman Beyond, where they then have the characters show up in Batman Beyond.
Oh, Zeta Project.
That was it.
Actually, you know what? Because we're at an hour, and I know this fight goes on for a long, long time, and we're at like kind of like at a good like I think pausing point where Claw shows up, the Grandmaster Gundam show up. I think this is a good place to stop for today.
It's time to leave.
Yeah, it's time to leave.
We're not even got anything shocking except calling all YouTubers criminals.
Time to leave.